The gate of abundance is open now. Prosperity is no longer distant, but present. This is not a future promise. It is not something far away that you must one day struggle to reach. It is not hidden in tomorrow. It is here. It is now. It is yours. For too long you may have walked through life with the belief that abundance was a reward you had to earn, a distant treasure locked behind years of toil, or a blessing reserved only for the fortunate few. But today you stand before an open gate, and beyond it is the rushing river of prosperity, pouring, flowing, unstoppable, eager to flood your life with every form of good. This truth is not imagination, it is the very nature of the universe. Prosperity is not something to chase, it is the atmosphere you already live in, like the air that surrounds you. You do not beg for air to breathe, it is here. And in the same way, you do not beg for abundance. It is here, it is waiting for you to inhale it, to claim it, to step into it fully with confidence and without fear. The gate has opened because the chains of fear and doubt that once kept it closed no longer have power over you. Fear was the illusion that said, I am not worthy. Doubt was the lie that whispered, it cannot happen for me. Worry was the thief that drained your energy and kept your eyes fixed on lack. But now, in this moment of revelation, those chains are falling away. You are realizing that worthiness was never in question, that supply was never limited, that the gate was never truly locked except in your own mind. And the moment your thoughts shift, the moment you affirm, the moment you believe, the gate swings wide. It is not opening tomorrow. It is not opening someday. It is open now. This is the turning point where everything changes. Abundance is not waiting to drip slowly into your life. It is rushing like a mighty flood. Prosperity is eager to find you. Wealth is looking for you. Opportunities are seeking you. Joy is calling your name. Too often people live as though good must be chased, as though they are always behind, always lacking, always running after what never quite comes. But prosperity is not something to chase, prosperity is something that chases you. The open gate is proof that you no longer need to run, instead, you simply stand still and receive. The more still you are in faith, the more swiftly abundance finds you. Think of the farmer who sows seeds in the soil. He does not sit in anxiety wondering whether the crops will push through the earth. He knows that the soil is faithful, that the process is sure. He plants, he waters, and he trusts. And in time the harvest bursts forth, not because he chased it, but because it was already programmed into the soil to bring forth life. In the same way, abundance is already programmed into the universe to bring forth wealth, health, joy, peace, and supply for you. The moment you plant the seed of faith, the harvest begins to rush toward you. The gate is open, the soil is alive, and the increase is inevitable. You must now learn to think, speak, and act from this place of truth. When you wake up in the morning, no longer let your first thought be lack or limitation. Instead, say to yourself, the gate is open. Prosperity is here. My life is overflowing with good. Speak it, believe it, repeat it. Let it soak into every fiber of your being until you cannot think otherwise. For as surely as you speak, life rearranges itself to agree with your declaration. Words are not empty. They are the very substance of creation. Every time you affirm prosperity, you are opening channels, you are clearing paths, you are magnetizing good toward you. And when abundance comes, do not hesitate to receive it. Too often people sabotage themselves at the very threshold of blessing. They say, this is too good to be true, or I am not ready, or what if it does not last? But the gate of abundance does not swing on your fears, it swings on your acceptance. Abundance is true because it is eternal, you are ready because the universe would not send you anything you could not handle, it will last because prosperity is not an accident but a law. Therefore, when opportunities present themselves, step forward boldly. When wealth appears, receive it with joy. When love knocks, open wide. The gate is open. Do not stand outside looking in. Step through and live in the flow of overflowing supply. Gratitude is the language of one who has already stepped through the gate. Begin to thank the universe daily for the abundance you see and the abundance yet unseen. Gratitude transforms your perception, and perception is everything. If you see lack, you will live in lack, even if good surrounds you. But if you see abundance, you will live in abundance, even if it has not yet taken physical form. Gratitude trains the eye to see what is flowing, and as you see it, you receive more of it. It is like tuning a radio. When you tune to the frequency of prosperity, you hear the music of prosperity everywhere. Gratitude is that tuning. The more you give thanks, the louder the song of abundance plays in your life. The gate being open means your days of delay are over. What once took years will now take months. What once took months will now take weeks. What once seemed impossible will now appear suddenly, swiftly, even overnight. Abundance moves quickly when the gate is open. You must therefore prepare your mind and your hands to receive more than you expected, sooner than you expected. Prepare for overflow. Prepare for surprise blessings. Prepare for sudden increase. Do not limit the universe by asking small or expecting little. Dream bigger, ask greater, believe higher, for the gate of abundance opens not to trickle, but to flood. Every step you take now is charged with power. Every action you make now is guided by favor. You will meet the right people at the right time. Doors will open where walls once stood. Paths will appear where there was no road. What you need will find you before you even ask. This is the life on the other side of the gate, where prosperity is present, not distant. No more waiting for someday, no more postponing your joy, no more excusing your lack. You live now in the river of abundance. Do not look back at the days when the gate seemed shut, they are gone. Do not mourn what was lost in those seasons. Instead, rejoice in what is rushing toward you now. The past was only preparation for the opening. Every disappointment was shaping your character. Every closed door was strengthening your faith. Every delay was setting the stage for the flood that now pours into your life. The gate is open, and everything you thought you missed will return multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Live boldly in this truth. Walk as one who knows their wealth is secured. Think as one who knows their future is overflowing with good. Speak as one whose words are commands that shape reality. Prosperity is no longer a dream, no longer a distant hope. It is your present possession. The gate is open now. The flow is happening now. The blessings are yours now. Receive it, rejoice in it, rest in it, and let it carry you into the greater life you were always meant to live. Abundance is your natural state. You do not chase it. You command and receive it. From the very beginning of your existence, before you ever learned what limitation was, before you ever listened to the world's voice of lack, you were designed for overflow. You were created to live in harmony with divine supply, never straining, never begging, never feeling unworthy, but walking in the certainty that what you need comes to you without fail. The same way the sun rises faithfully each morning, abundance rises in your life. It is woven into the fabric of your being, into the structure of your soul, into the infinite order of the universe. To chase abundance is to forget who you are. To believe you must run after prosperity is to live as though you are separate from it. But you are not separate. You are one with the supply of all good. The air you breathe comes without your struggle. The heart that beats in your chest does not ask your permission. The flow of life itself reminds you that provision is constant, automatic, and secure. The moment you awaken to this truth, the exhausting chase ends. You no longer pursue, you attract. You no longer plead, you declare. You no longer worry, you rest, because you know. There are many who live as though abundance is a prize at the end of a long and difficult race. They spend their days running, sweating, striving, and yet the finish line always seems to move further away. Why? Because they have believed the lie that they are disconnected from abundance. They have been trained to think wealth is earned only through endless toil, that joy must be delayed until someday, that opportunities belong only to a select few. But the truth is simpler, brighter, freer. Abundance belongs to all who recognize it as theirs. The river of supply never dries up, and it never chooses favorite. It flows for all, but only those who open their hands can receive. When you stand in your authority, you do not run after money, you summon it. You do not beg for opportunity, you magnetize it. You do not fear loss, you affirm gain. You realize that the external world reflects the internal command. The one who says, I am rich in spirit, rich in love, rich in resources, soon sees that inner word mirrored in outer form. The one who says, I am always struggling, always behind, always waiting for a break, sees that word made flesh as well. The universe does not argue, it does not resist, it simply responds. It is like fertile soil that produces whatever seed you plant. If you plant commands of abundance, you reap abundance. If you plant confessions of lack, you reap lack. The choice is always yours, and your authority is absolute. Consider how a king rules his kingdom. He does not chase his subjects through the streets, crying out for their obedience. He does not run after soldiers to make them obey. He speaks and it is done. He decrees and the command moves swiftly through the land. You are no different. You are sovereign in your world. Your words shape your experience. Your declarations create your reality. When you say, abundance is my natural state, all the forces of life align to confirm your statement. When you say, I do not chase, I command and receive, the doors of opportunity swing open, the channels of supply widen, and what once seemed far away rushes to your feet. This is why it is vital to release the old habit of chasing. Chasing is born of fear. Chasing says, if I do not run, I will be left behind. Chasing says, others have what I need, and I must catch up. Chasing says, I am not enough, so I must strive endlessly to earn what I desire. But you are not a beggar in this universe. You are not an outsider peering in at abundance. You are the rightful heir to infinite supply. You stand in the center of the banquet, and every dish is yours. You stand in the midst of the treasure house, and every jewel belongs to you. There is no need to chase when you already dwell in the palace of plenty. Commanding is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is agreement with divine law. Just as gravity responds to every step you take without hesitation, abundance responds to every word you speak in faith. To command is to say with authority, this is my truth, and I will not be moved. To command is to refuse every thought of scarcity, every whisper of doubt, every illusion of delay. To command is to stand tall and know, I am the channel through which abundance flows and nothing can block me. And when you command, you do not force. You simply align. You simply give voice to what is already true. Receiving is the natural result of commanding. When you know your word carries creative power, you do not block the flow with worry or resistance. You do not ask, but how will it come? From where will it come? When will it come? You rest in the certainty that it must come, because law cannot fail. Just as you never doubt whether the seed you plant in fertile ground will sprout, you never doubt whether your word will manifest. You may not see the roots forming beneath the soil, but you know the harvest is sure. So you wait with peace, you live with joy, and you receive with gratitude. Gratitude itself is one of the highest commands you can give. When you say, thank you for the abundance already flowing, you signal to the universe that you are ready to hold more. Gratitude widens the vessel, stretches the capacity, expands the channel. It is the open hand that says, pour in more for I know it belongs to me. And so, more comes. Abundance multiplies. Opportunities increase. Blessings overflow. The grateful heart never runs dry, because it never closes itself off. It is always open, always expecting, always receiving. Do not think of abundance as only money, though money is included. Abundance is health that strengthens your body. Abundance is peace that calms your mind. Abundance is love that fills your relationships. Abundance is creativity that fuels your work. Abundance is time that expands to meet your needs. Abundance is the overflowing good in every area of life. When you command abundance, you are commanding the fullness of life itself. When you receive abundance, you are receiving the very proof that the universe is on your side. Every time you speak, remember the weight of your words. Do not say, I am broke. Say, I am rich. Do not say, I cannot. Say, I can, I will, I already have. Do not say, I am waiting. Say, I am receiving now. Your declarations are not empty, they are creative. They are living forces that move through the unseen and shape the seen. Speak them boldly. Speak them daily. Speak them until they become the very rhythm of your being. You may look at your present circumstances and say, but I see lack around me. How can I declare abundance when my reality contradicts it? The answer is simple: your word precedes your reality. Your declaration shapes what is to come. If you speak only what you see, you remain locked in what already is. But if you speak what you desire as already yours, you open the door to transformation. Say, I am wealthy, even when your pockets are empty, and soon the pockets will overflow. Say, I am strong, even when your body feels weak, and soon your strength will rise. Say, I am loved, even when you feel alone, and soon love will surround you. Speak as the ruler, not the victim. Command, and it must obey. Remember also that abundance seeks expression through you, not only to you. You are not merely a container, you are a channel. The river of abundance flows to you, so it may also flow through you. The more you share, the more you give, the more you pour into others, the more the river widens in your life. Hoarding comes from fear, and fear blocks the flow. But generosity comes from faith, and faith multiplies the flow. Give freely and watch as abundance rushes back multiplied. Release with joy and watch as the universe returns it pressed down, shaken together, and running over. There is no end to this truth. Abundance is infinite. You cannot exhaust it, you cannot drain it. You cannot reach the bottom of its supply. To believe in scarcity is to believe in an illusion. Look at the stars in the sky, the grains of sand on the shore, the drops of water in the sea. The universe itself testifies of overflow. If the universe can afford to scatter countless stars across infinite space, do you think it cannot afford to provide for you? If the earth produces harvest after harvest without fail, do you think it will not provide for your needs? Lack is not truth. It is shadow. And shadows vanish when the light of truth shines. So shine the light of this truth today. Abundance is your natural state. You do not chase, you command and receive. Speak it with authority. Live it with joy. Walk as one who knows every good thing is already flowing into your life. Let your words be rich, let your thoughts be prosperous, let your actions be confident. And as you do, you will see the evidence unfold. Money will come from unexpected channels. Opportunities will appear as if out of nowhere. Relationships will blossom with harmony. Health will be restored. Creativity will overflow. Peace will reign. Day by day, moment by moment, remind yourself, I do not chase abundance. I command it, I receive it. It is mine by divine right. It is mine by the law of the universe. It is mine because I am one with the source of all, and nothing can take it from me, nothing can block it from me, nothing can delay it from me. It rushes to me even now. The chase has ended. The striving is over. You have awakened to your power. You have spoken your command. You have opened your hands to receive. And now, the flood of abundance surrounds you, fills you, lifts you, and carries you into a life greater than you ever imagined. Your words are keys. What you affirm opens the door to blessings. From the very beginning, words have carried the power of creation. Every sentence you speak is not just sound. It is a command, a decree, a force that goes out into the invisible realm and shapes circumstances in the visible. If you only realized the treasure resting upon your tongue, you would never speak carelessly again. Words are not idle. They are living instruments of creation. Every blessing, every opportunity, every door that has opened in your life was once unlocked by a word. Every struggle, every delay, every wall you faced may also have been reinforced by words. Words of doubt, words of fear, words of limitation. You are the keeper of the keys, and your keys are your words. Think of it this way: life is a great mansion with many rooms, each room representing abundance, health, love, peace, opportunity, and joy. But the mansion does not unlock itself. The key is required, and that key is already in your possession. It is not hidden, it is not rare, it is not locked away. It is your daily speech, your affirmations, the language you use about yourself, your future, and your world. Each word is like placing the key into the lock. Each affirmation is like turning it. Each declaration spoken in faith swings wide a door that had been waiting all along to open for you. Words are not powerless, they never return empty. When you declare, "I am blessed," you are not wishing, you are commanding. When you affirm, "Doors of opportunity open for me," you are not hoping, you are unlocking. The invisible forces of life respond to the authority of your words, because your words reveal your belief, and belief is the foundation of manifestation. Too often, people live as prisoners with keys in their hands. They walk by doors labeled abundance, yet whisper, "I am broke." They pass doors labeled healing, yet sigh, "I am sick and weak." They glance at doors labeled love, yet mutter, "I am alone, unloved, unwanted." And so the doors remain closed, not because the mansion refuses them entry, but because their words never placed the key into the lock. The mansion is generous. The universe is overflowing. The source of life withholds nothing. It is our speech that determines whether we walk through the door or remain standing outside. The shift begins when you change your language. No more, "I can't." No more, "It's too late." No more, "Nothing ever works out for me." From this moment forward, affirm only what you desire, not what you fear. Speak as though you are already standing inside the room of blessing. Declare as though the door has swung wide open. If you want abundance, speak abundance. Money flows to me with ease. I am a magnet for prosperity. If you desire health, speak health. Every cell of my body vibrates with life and strength. I am whole. If you desire love, speak love. I am surrounded by love. I am cherished. I attract relationships that bless and uplift me. You may wonder, but if I say these words and I do not see them yet, am I not deceiving myself? No, you are not deceiving yourself. You are declaring truth before it takes form. The seed is planted long before the harvest appears. The affirmation is spoken long before the evidence arrives. When a farmer plants a seed, he does not dig it up the next day in doubt, saying, "Where is my harvest?" He waters it, nurtures it, and trusts the process. Your words are those seeds. Each affirmation is planted in the soil of spirit, and with patience, belief, and repetition, the harvest bursts forth. The great tragedy is not that people expect too much, but that they expect too little and speak accordingly. Their mouths betray their blessings. They complain more than they command. They repeat the language of lack more than the language of abundance. They let gossip, negativity, and self-condemnation flow unchecked. Then they wonder why doors remain closed. The answer is simple: the lock responds only to the right key. The door of abundance does not respond to the key of lack. The door of joy does not respond to the key of despair. The door of health does not respond to the key of weakness. The right door opens only to the right key, and the right key is always your affirming word. Imagine walking into a grand hall filled with countless doors. Some say wealth. Some say peace. Others say success, healing, freedom, love, joy. Now imagine holding in your hand a ring of keys, every key labeled with a phrase. One says, "I am poor." One says, "I am unlucky." One says, "I never get ahead." Try as you may, these keys will not unlock the doors you desire. But on the same ring, there are also keys that say, "I am wealthy. I am favored. Everything works out for me." Which key will you choose? The moment you select the right key, the door responds instantly. This is why you must guard your speech carefully. Never underestimate a casual phrase, for the universe does not distinguish between jokes, complaints, or declarations. The law responds to words, and it brings forth what you affirm, whether playfully or seriously. When you mutter, "I am always tired," the body listens. When you declare, "I can't afford this," your finances respond. When you sigh, "I am unlucky in love," relationships align with your decree. The door closes not by fate, but by your own keys. If you do not want it, do not say it. If you desire it, affirm it boldly. The beauty is that your keys are unlimited. You can speak new words at any moment. You can discard the keys of limitation and create new keys of abundance with a single declaration. Right now, you can say, "From this moment, I speak only life, only blessings, only abundance." And immediately you have created new keys that fit the locks of the doors you desire to open. Words also have momentum. The more you affirm, the stronger the flow becomes. One declaration is powerful. Repeated affirmations build unshakable force. Say, I am rich, not once, but daily. Say, I am healed, not as a timid hope, but as a steady drumbeat. The repetition chisels away doubt, silences fear, and engraves truth upon your subconscious. Then, without effort, you begin to act, think, and walk as though the blessing is already yours, and the universe rushes to mirror your certainty. Your words are not only keys for your own life, they are keys for others. Speak blessings over your children, and you unlock doors of confidence and opportunity for them. Speak favor over your friends, and you open pathways of support in their journey. Speak abundance over your community, and you contribute to a collective unlocking of prosperity. Words are never wasted, they are always building, always unlocking, always shaping. With every blessing you speak, you increase the flow of blessings in your own life as well. Consider what happens when you speak with gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful keys, for it not only unlocks the door but flings it wide with joy. Saying, thank you for the wealth already flowing to me, opens the channels wider than simply saying, I want wealth. Gratitude affirms possession, not lack. It announces that the door is already open and more is welcome. In the atmosphere of gratitude, blessings multiply, because gratitude is the language of abundance. You must also remember that silence is sometimes a greater key than careless words. If you cannot yet speak with faith, then refrain from speaking doubt. Guard your lips as a treasure chest, releasing only those words that carry power. Let no idle word of fear escape you. If you must be silent until you can affirm, then let your silence be golden. But once the word is ready, speak it boldly. Your words are keys. What you affirm opens the door to blessings. Picture yourself standing before a great gate. On the other side is the life you desire, overflowing abundance, radiant health, deep love, unstoppable opportunities. The gate is waiting. The lock is ready. All that remains is the key of your word. Place it in the lock now. Declare with me, I am abundant, I am favored, I am wealthy in every area of life, I am healed, I am loved. Doors of opportunity open before me. Nothing is withheld from me. I walk in divine prosperity. Feel the gate swing wide. Feel the rush of blessings pour in. It is not imagination, it is reality. For the word has been spoken, the key has turned, the door is open. From this day forward, never again speak as one who is locked out. Speak only as one who carries the keys. Speak only as one who knows the mansion belongs to them. Speak only as one who lives inside the abundance already given. You will see it manifest, for it cannot be otherwise. The law is unbreakable. What you affirm opens the door to blessings. And so it is, now and forever. Fear, doubt, and worry were the locks. Faith and trust are the master keys. Life has always been a house filled with treasures beyond imagination, treasures of peace, health, love, joy, and overflowing abundance. Yet for many the doors to these treasures have seemed closed, the way barred, the blessings delayed. For years one might knock and wonder, why does it not open for me? Why do I see others walk freely while I remain waiting outside? The truth is this: the door was never locked by the universe, never locked by God, never locked by fate. It was locked only by the shadow of fear, by the whisper of doubt, by the weight of worry that chained the heart. But just as easily as a lock can hold you, a key can set you free. And that key is already in your hand. It is faith, and it is trust. Fear is a shadow that grows larger the more you look at it. Doubt is a voice that speaks loud only when you forget the power within you. Worry is a thief that steals tomorrow's joy and today's peace. These three have stood like guards before the gates of abundance, keeping many from stepping into their inheritance. But do not be deceived, they have no real power. Their only power was the permission you gave them when you believed their lies. And the moment you stop believing, they vanish like mist under the sun. Faith and trust are not weak, fragile things. They are the master keys, the unbreakable tools forged in the fire of truth. Faith does not ask, how? Faith declares, it is done. Trust does not tremble at the delay. Trust rests in the certainty that the good is already yours, even before your eyes can see it. Where fear says, what if it doesn't work? Faith answers, what if it already has? Where doubt whispers, this may not be for you, trust speaks boldly, it has always been mine by divine right. Imagine standing before a great gate of gold. Behind it flows rivers of provision, gardens of beauty, fields of endless opportunity. You can hear the sound of laughter, the fragrance of joy, the music of miracles. Yet the gate will not move for fear, it will not open for doubt, it will not respond to worry. You may rattle it, push against it, even weep before it, but it remains unmoved. Then, with a quiet certainty, you place the key of faith into the lock. You turn it with the calm of trust, and suddenly, with no effort, the gate swings wide. You step through, not as a beggar but as an heir, not as a stranger but as the rightful owner of all that lies within. So many live their lives outside the gate because they hold the wrong tools. They hold fear, thinking it keeps them safe. They carry doubt, believing it protects them from disappointment. They cling to worry, imagining it proves they care about their future. But fear is not safety, it is paralysis. Doubt is not protection, it is self-sabotage. Worry is not care, it is wasted energy that creates what you dread. None of these open doors, none of these unlock blessings. They are false guardians, illusions that hold you only as long as you agree to hold them. Faith, however, is alignment with the unseen good that is already prepared for you. Trust is the surrender that allows life to flow unblocked, unobstructed. Faith is the key that says, yes. Trust is the hand that turns it. Together, they unlock every gate, open every door, and reveal the endless treasures waiting for you. When you hold the master keys, you no longer tremble before the locks. You no longer fear the closed doors. You no longer say, I cannot, or it is too late, or it will never happen. Instead, you say, watch how the gates open before me. Watch how life yields to the certainty of my belief. Watch how blessings rush into my hands, for I have chosen the keys that never fail. Consider this: fear focuses on the lack of supply. Faith knows supply is infinite. Doubt looks at the past and declares, it has not worked before. Trust looks to the present and affirms, it is working now. Worry pictures endless struggle. Faith envisions endless victory. Trust lives in the assurance that what is mine cannot miss me, and what is not mine cannot harm me. When you hold this posture, doors swing open with ease. Life has never asked you to struggle for your good. It has only asked you to believe. Struggle is what happens when you try to force doors open with your own strength, when you carry tools that do not fit the lock. But belief, pure, unwavering belief, is what causes the gate to respond. You do not force the sun to rise, you simply trust that it will. You do not beg the seed to sprout, you trust the law of growth. In the same way, you do not beg abundance to find you, you trust the law of supply, and you allow faith to do its perfect work. Fear, doubt, and worry speak the language of limitation. Faith and trust speak the language of abundance. If you keep repeating the words of fear, you create more locks. If you keep entertaining the thoughts of doubt, you forge stronger chains. If you rehearse worry day and night, you build a prison with your own mind. But when you shift your language, when you replace I can't with I can, when you replace I don't know how with it is already done, when you replace what if I fail with what if I fly, then suddenly the locks break, the chains fall, the prison crumbles. Look at your own life. Where have you allowed fear to speak louder than faith? Where has doubt stolen the promise of your vision? Where has worry clouded the sunshine of your joy? Identify those places and declare right now, no more. You no longer have authority over me. I choose faith. I choose trust. I hold the master keys. Speak it until the locks break. Speak it until the gate opens. Speak it until abundance floods your life in a river so great you cannot contain it. Faith is not navi. Faith is not ignoring reality. Faith is choosing the higher reality, the reality of unlimited supply, the reality of divine timing, the reality of answered prayer. Trust is not blind. It is seeing with inner sight what the outer eyes have not yet caught up to. It is knowing that every good and perfect gift is already on its way, and that nothing can block what is divinely assigned to you. When you choose faith and trust, you are no longer tossed about by appearances. Appearances may say, there is not enough. Faith says, my cup runs over. Appearances may say, you have failed too many times. Trust says, each step has prepared me for my breakthrough. Appearances may say, the door is shut forever. Faith and trust together declare, the door is open now, and no man can shut it. Do you see now? Fear, doubt, and worry never truly held the power. They were shadows, whispers, illusions. They were locks only because you agreed they were. But the truth is that the master keys were in your hands all along. You were never locked out. The gate was waiting for you to believe. The abundance was waiting for you to trust. The blessings were waiting for you to step up and say, it is mine now. So live today as though the gate has already opened, for it has. Live today as though abundance is rushing into your life, for it is. Live today as though you already hold the keys, for you do. No lock can withstand faith. No chain can resist trust. No delay can outlast the certainty of one who believes. Say it now, and let it echo in your spirit. Fear, doubt, and worry were the locks. Faith and trust are the master keys. And with these keys, I open every gate, I step through every door, I claim every blessing that belongs to me. Nothing is withheld, nothing is denied, nothing is impossible. The gates of abundance are open, and I walk through them today. When you believe and speak, the universe rushes to agree with your declaration. The moment you form a thought with conviction and release it into the atmosphere with your words, you set invisible forces into motion that cannot be denied. Belief is the seed, and your spoken word is the water that brings that seed into life. If you could see how quickly the universe responds to a heart aligned with faith and a tongue aligned with truth, you would never again waste a single word on doubt, fear, or limitation. You would speak only abundance, health, success, and joy, because you would know without question that the moment you declare it, it begins to form in the unseen and is on its way to you. The entire universe is vibrational. Everything moves, everything responds, everything is alive. When you speak, your words carry vibration. When your words are joined with belief, they are magnified, accelerated, and given creative force. They are no longer idle chatter, they become commands, decrees, and laws. This is why it is said that your word cannot return void. It must accomplish the mission you have assigned to it. If you speak words of abundance with belief, the universe opens its channels and agrees, rushing to fulfill that declaration. If you speak words of lack or fear with belief in them, the universe does not argue, it simply agrees and provides more of what you have affirmed. That is why you must guard your words, guard your thoughts, guard your declarations. Every time you say, I can't, the universe says, as you wish. Every time you say, I'm broke, the universe nods and agrees. So it is. Every time you say, nothing good ever happens to me, the universe replies, very well, I'll provide proof. Yet the opposite is also true. When you stand in faith and declare, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am blessed, abundance rushes into my life. Miracles chase me down, the universe does not resist, it agrees. The gates swing open and blessings find their way to you with a speed you cannot fathom. This is the hidden secret of power. You do not wait for proof before you speak, and then proof arrives. Many wait for evidence to believe, but the law is reversed. Belief first, declaration second, manifestation third. This is why faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith is the invisible blueprint, and words are the builders that construct reality. When you know this, you stop speaking idly, and you begin to decree intentionally. You do not let words of defeat fall from your lips, for you know they are not harmless. They are orders being placed with the universe. When you believe and speak, it is as though you strike a divine tuning fork. All creation vibrates to meet that frequency. Opportunities you never imagined begin to appear. People cross your path at the perfect moment. Doors swing open that you didn't even know existed. Supply comes from channels you could not have planned. This is not coincidence, it is law. The law is exact, precise, and unchanging. What you sow with your words, you will reap in your reality. Look back over your life and you will see proof of this truth. Think of the times you declared with passion something you feared, and then it happened. How many times did you say, I just know this will go wrong, and it did? But also, remember the times when you stood in confidence and declared something good with unshakable certainty, and it came to pass. Both were seeds sown with belief. Both produced after their kind. Now, knowing this, you can shift. You can choose to sow only the words that bring life, not death, only words that bring prosperity, not lack, only words that open doors, not close them. Consider this: belief is magnetic. Belief draws to itself exactly what it expects. The universe is neutral, it does not decide good or bad for you. It simply mirrors what you have declared with conviction. If you carry fear, the mirror reflects fear. If you carry expectation of loss, the mirror reflects loss. But if you carry expectation of abundance, of breakthrough, of endless good, then the mirror must reflect abundance, breakthrough, and endless good. You are never waiting on the universe is waiting on you to declare and believe. Do not underestimate the power of speaking aloud. Thoughts are seeds, but words give them life. A thought unspoken has energy, but a word released carries multiplied energy, for it is vibration made manifest. Your voice is a creative instrument, a tuning fork that commands unseen forces. This is why decrees spoken aloud are so powerful. They move you, they shape your subconscious, and they send a frequency that creation cannot ignore. When you affirm, the gate is open, abundance is rushing in. You are not begging for it. You are commanding it into visibility. Some people live their entire lives behind closed gates, not because the gates are locked, but because they have never spoken the key. They wait for proof, but proof never comes because the universe is waiting for their declaration. The moment you decide to stop waiting and start speaking, you discover that the door was never truly shut, it was only waiting for your word. Belief is the hand that turns the handle, and speech is the push that swings the gate wide. Fear, on the other hand, is a counterfeit faith. It is belief in the wrong direction. It is conviction that something bad will happen, and the universe, being neutral, agrees and delivers. But you are no longer a servant of fear. You now know that the same power that once worked against you when you believed in lack will now work for you as you believe in abundance. The same energy that once created struggle will now create prosperity, because you have shifted your declaration. Fear said, I will fail, and failure came. Faith now says, I succeed, and success comes. Fear said, I will lack, and lack appeared. Faith now says, I am supplied, and supply appears. When you declare abundance, do not whisper it timidly. Speak it boldly. Speak it as one who knows, not one who hopes. Speak it as law, not as wish. Say, abundance is mine. Money flows to me easily. Opportunities chase me. Doors open for me. I am favored everywhere I go. Speak it morning and night. Speak it in the face of circumstances that appear otherwise. For circumstances are nothing but delayed reflections of old beliefs, and they must give way to the new belief once it is spoken and held with conviction. The universe rushes to agree because it recognizes authority. You are not a beggar at the door of life, hoping for scraps. You are a commander, a divine heir, one with the right to decree and see it established. Speak from that place of authority, and the rush will be unstoppable. Abundance will come from left and right, front and back, above and beneath. You will not be able to explain it in natural terms, because it is not natural, it is supernatural, and yet it is lawful. Hold fast to this truth the moment you believe and speak, the request has been answered. From that moment, it is done. You may not yet see it with your physical eyes, but it is already yours. The universe is aligning circumstances, moving people, arranging events, clearing paths, and opening channels. Trust that unseen orchestration. Do not undo your declaration with words of doubt the next day. Do not plant a seed and then dig it up to see if it is growing. Plant, water, and trust the law. The harvest must come. There will be times when appearances try to contradict your declaration. In those moments, do not shrink back. Double down, declare again. Say, though I see lack, I know abundance is rushing in. Though the evidence seems absent, I know my word has been heard. Though the harvest is not yet visible, I know the seed is alive. The more you persist, the more quickly the universe rushes to show you the manifestation. Never forget that your reality is a mirror, and your words are the commands to that mirror. If you don't like what you see, do not curse the mirror, change your words. Declare a new image and the reflection must shift. This is law and law cannot fail. The only question is, will you speak with fear or will you speak with faith? Today, choose faith. Today, choose to declare what you want, not what you fear. Today, choose to believe that abundance is not just possible, but inevitable. And when you do, the universe will not hesitate. It will not delay. It will rush to agree, rushing to deliver, rushing to flood your life with proof of your declaration. So let your mouth become a fountain of blessings. Let your words be filled with wealth, with health, with success, with joy, with victory. Say it until you believe it. Believe it until you know it until you see it. And when you see it, rejoice, for you will have proof of the eternal law. When you believe and speak, the universe rushes to agree with your declaration. Gratitude multiplies blessings and widens the flow of abundance. Gratitude is not just a polite response, not merely saying thank you for what you see with your physical eyes. Gratitude is the highest recognition of truth. It is the language of faith, the vibration that tells the universe you already know your good is here, you already know the supply is flowing, you already know you are taken care of. Gratitude is the atmosphere in which miracles grow. It is the soil in which prosperity takes root and multiplies. Without gratitude, blessings may pass unnoticed, doors may remain unopened, and the flow may feel blocked. But with gratitude, the gate swings wide and abundance rushes toward you with unstoppable force. Think of gratitude as a magnet. When you stand in the energy of thankfulness, you are saying, I am aligned with good. I am open to receive. I acknowledge the blessings already in motion. That vibration attracts more of the same. The universe listens not to complaints, not to fears, not to doubts, but to the frequency of your words and emotions. When your words are saturated with gratitude, the law of increase activates. The small becomes great, the little multiplies, the seed blossoms into a harvest. Gratitude makes what is invisible visible. It takes what you cannot yet touch and places it in your hand. There is no such thing as an empty life for one who is grateful. Even when appearances whisper lack, gratitude declares fullness. Even when the outer world seems barren, gratitude looks within and says, there is more than enough. Gratitude does not wait for everything to appear perfect. Gratitude speaks before the evidence shows, and in speaking it calls the evidence into form. The thankful heart turns delay into acceleration, and lack into overflow. It is impossible to remain in gratitude and remain in lack, for gratitude shifts the vibration and summons supply. Imagine a person who wakes each morning and immediately says, thank you for this day. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for the opportunities unfolding. Thank you for the unseen ways in which abundance is preparing to meet me. That person is planting seeds of increase in every word. They are sending out the command for blessings to gather around them. Now imagine another who wakes and says, nothing is working. Life is hard. I never have enough. That person closes the gate, tightens the channel, and pushes abundance away. The same universe serves both, but gratitude or complaint determines the flow. The law is no respecter of persons, it respects vibration. Gratitude is the vibration that opens the floodgates. Gratitude does not wait for millions to appear before it speaks. Gratitude says, I bless the small I see now, for I know it is only the beginning. The grateful one looks at a single dollar and says, this is proof of infinite supply. They bless the meal on their table and know it is connected to the endless banquet of life. They see one door open and understand that it represents countless doors waiting to swing wide. And because they bless what is multiplies. Gratitude turns a spark into a blaze, a drop into an ocean, a beginning into a never-ending stream. When you express gratitude, you are aligning with the truth that abundance already exists. You are not begging, you are not pleading, you are not waiting. You are declaring that it is done. Gratitude is faith in action. Faith says, I know it is mine. Gratitude says, thank you, for I already have it. When you say thank you, you are living as though the blessing is already present, and the universe has no choice but to manifest in agreement. Your thank you is a signal, a vibration, a command to bring forth the unseen into the seen. Gratitude is the bridge between the invisible supply and the visible manifestation. There is a hidden power in gratitude that not only multiplies what you receive, but also changes how you see. A grateful heart sees opportunity where others see obstacles. A grateful mind sees possibility where others see limitation. Gratitude sharpens the vision, tunes the ear to hear divine guidance, opens the heart to recognize divine appointments. Ingratitude blinds, but gratitude illuminates. The more thankful you are, the more clearly you perceive the abundance already surrounding you. The flow is always there, but gratitude opens your eyes to it, and in seeing it you draw more to yourself. To walk in gratitude is to live in continual increase. Every time you give thanks, you open another channel. Every time you bless what you have, you invite more to arrive. Gratitude is like water flowing into every dry place of your life, softening the hard ground and making it fertile for miracles. A grateful person never fears lack, for they know that every good acknowledged multiplies. They know that the universe can never run dry, and the source is never exhausted. They know that by saying thank you, they are widening the pipeline through which supply flows. Let gratitude become your constant language. Say thank you when you wake. Say thank you as you go about your day. Say thank you for the smallest details. The smile of a stranger, the comfort of a chair, the sound of laughter, the taste of food, the breath in your body. Each thank you is a spark of energy sent into the field of abundance. Each thank you draws more of the same. The ungrateful heart overlooks miracles, but the grateful heart lives surrounded by them. And the more miracles you recognize, the more miracles show up. Gratitude also dissolves fear. When you are afraid of lack, say thank you. When you worry about tomorrow, say thank you for today. Fear cannot stand in the presence of gratitude. Doubt cannot survive in the vibration of thanksgiving. Gratitude is the shield that deflects negativity and the sword that cuts through lack. When you practice gratitude, you are declaring, I trust that I am taken care of. I know that supply is mine. I refuse to dwell in fear because I already live in the overflow. Gratitude is the atmosphere of faith, and faith is the foundation of abundance. The grateful one never says, one day I will be rich. They say I am rich now. I thank you for it now. They never say, one day things will work out. They say, thank you, for it is working out already. Gratitude takes the future promise and pulls it into the present reality. Gratitude shortens the distance between desire and manifestation. It is the declaration that says, I believe it is already here, so I thank you now. This is why gratitude multiplies blessings, because it treats every desire as already fulfilled, and what you treat as fulfilled must come into form. There is also a multiplying effect when gratitude is spoken aloud. Words carry vibration, and when you voice your thankfulness, you release that vibration into the atmosphere. The sound of your gratitude stirs the air around you, influences your environment, and calls into manifestation the blessings you name. Whisper thank you, shout thank you, sing thank you. It matters not how, only that you release it. Silent gratitude shifts the heart, spoken gratitude shifts the world around you. Together they form a current of power that no resistance can stop. Gratitude also turns giving into a joy. The one who is grateful for what they have finds it natural to share, and the one who gives from gratitude never decreases, they always increase. Gratitude makes giving a pleasure, not a burden, and because giving is a law of increase, gratitude-backed giving accelerates multiplication. The grateful giver never runs out, for their thankfulness ensures that every seed sown returns in greater measure. Gratitude unlocks generosity, and generosity opens even greater channels of abundance. If you want to widen the flow of abundance, saturate yourself in gratitude. Begin and end your day with it. Let it be the rhythm of your speech, the melody of your heart. When you face challenges, respond with gratitude. When you see delays, respond with gratitude. Gratitude is not denial, it is affirmation. It does not ignore reality, it creates a higher reality. Gratitude declares, even in this, good is working for me. And by that declaration, the flow of abundance widens, for the universe responds to trust and thanksgiving. You cannot overdo gratitude. The more you practice it, the more powerful it becomes. Gratitude is a well that never runs dry, a treasure chest that grows heavier the more you open it. Every thank you is a seed, and seeds never stop producing. Gratitude ensures that blessings never cease, that the flow of abundance is not temporary but eternal. Live in gratitude, and you will never fear lack again. Live in gratitude, and you will see that every moment, every breath, every experience holds hidden treasure waiting for you to recognize it. Gratitude multiplies blessings and widens the flow of abundance. This is not just an idea, it is a law. It is the truth that governs increase. To be grateful is to align yourself with that law. To be ungrateful is to resist it. The choice is always yours. Choose gratitude and you choose multiplication. Choose gratitude and you choose overflow. Choose gratitude and you choose a life of continuous miracles. The gate is already open. The flow is already rushing toward you. Stand in gratitude and watch the stream become a flood. Say thank you, and abundance will never leave your side. Gratitude is the key that turns what you have into more than enough. Gratitude is the force that transforms a little into a lot, and a beginning into endless increase. Gratitude is the secret to living in continual overflow. Say thank you, again and again, without ceasing, without condition. For every thank you spoken is a doorway opened, and every doorway opened allows the rush of blessings to pour into your life. Supply cannot fail. The unseen forces of good are always working for you. This is not a hope, not a distant wish, not something that might happen if conditions align. It is the unshakable truth of life, the eternal principle that operates whether you are aware of it or not. Just as the sun rises without your command, just as the tides respond to the pull of the moon, so does supply, abundance, and provision flow toward you in a constant, unbroken stream. You may not see it with the natural eye, but it is there, moving, arranging, shaping, and aligning everything for your good. How often have you believed that you were alone, that you must struggle and strive to make ends meet? How often have you felt as if the door of prosperity was closed, as if luck favored others but passed you by? That was never the truth. The truth is that supply cannot fail. It cannot dry up. It cannot vanish. It is infinite, as endless as the air you breathe, as boundless as the stars in the sky. The only illusion is the belief in lack, the false idea that something is missing. But beyond that illusion, abundance is always waiting, pressing forward, eager to manifest in your life the moment you open to receive it. The unseen forces of good are always working for you. Even now, when you sit quietly and think of the future, unseen hands are arranging opportunities, unseen voices are speaking your name in rooms where you are not present, unseen currents are drawing resources, people, and events into perfect alignment with your destiny. The invisible is always more powerful than the visible. Just as roots unseen beneath the soil feed the tree that towers above the earth, so do these unseen forces feed the visible experiences of your life. You do not command the roots to grow, but they grow. You do not beg the sun to rise, but it rises. You do not plead with the universe to remember you, for it never forgets. Supply is your birthright. It belongs to you as surely as light belongs to the sun. To doubt this is to doubt your own being. But when you declare with certainty that supply cannot fail, you shift your vibration, you speak a law into motion, and everything around you must align with that truth. Speak it aloud, supply cannot fail. The unseen forces of good are working for me now. Say it until your heart believes it. Say it until the sound of your own voice erases every memory of lack. Say it until the energy of faith burns brighter than any shadow of fear. There are times when appearances seem to contradict this law. A bill arrives, and you feel the weight of numbers pressing against your mind. A need arises, and your limited vision says, "How will this be met?" In those moments, you must remember that appearances are but passing clouds. The sky itself has never disappeared, even when the clouds cover it. The abundance of the universe has never vanished, even when lack seems to rise before you. Stand still, declare the truth, and watch as the clouds part. Supply cannot fail, for it is infinite, eternal, and unbreakable. Think of the birds that wake each morning and sing before the sun has even warmed the earth. They do not rise in fear of whether food will be available. They do not strategize or hoard, yet each day they are fed. If the smallest creatures are cared for by the unseen forces of nature, how much more are you cared for by the unseen forces of divine good? The same hand that provides for the bird, that clothes the flowers in unmatched beauty, that sustains the planets in orbit, also provides for you. There is no difference, no separation, no exclusion. You are part of the great design, and therefore, you are sustained by it. Supply flows through channels, and those channels may shift and change. One channel may close, but another will open, for the source is never the channel. The source is infinite. Perhaps a job ends, a business slows, or an expected stream of income seems to dry up. Do not fear. That was but one channel. The supply itself remains untouched. Another channel, even greater, even more fitting, is already opening for you. Trust this. Hold to this truth. Say within yourself, though this door has closed, my supply is not diminished. Another, better door is already opening. The unseen forces of good are guiding me there. This is why worry is powerless. Worry is like staring at the empty branch of a tree and declaring that the entire forest has died. Yet, just beyond your gaze, fresh branches are heavy with fruit. Worry blinds you to the truth. Faith opens your eyes. Faith declares, I do not see it yet, but I know it is already here. Faith rests in the unseen, and by resting, it allows the unseen to become seen. Faith is the magnet that draws supply from the invisible to the visible, from the spiritual to the material. You may ask, if supply is always here, why do I not feel it? Why do I not see it? The answer is that your focus may have been fixed on lack rather than abundance. Whatever you focus upon grows in your experience. If you focus on what is missing, you will feel lack. If you focus on what is given, you will feel supply. Gratitude is the great transformer. Gratitude is the declaration that even now, even before the evidence arrives, you know that supply is present. The thankful heart is a magnet for miracles. The thankful heart says, I already have enough. More is always on the way. And so it is. Remember, the unseen forces are ceaseless. They do not rest. They do not forget. They do not abandon. Even when you sleep, these forces are working on your behalf. They speak to others to bless you. They align timing so that you meet the right person at the right moment. They stir creativity in your mind when you wake, giving you ideas that lead to increase. They place desires within you, not to torment you with dreams, but to lead you to fulfillment. For every true desire in your heart is planted by the unseen forces of good as a sign of what already belongs to you. Desire is not a trick, it is a compass pointing toward supply. Look back over your life, and you will see evidence of this truth. How many times did you think the way was blocked, only to find a new path opened? How many times did you fear lack, only to discover you were supplied in unexpected ways? Each of those moments was a whisper from the unseen. See, I am always working for you. Let those memories strengthen your faith now. If the unseen forces have carried you before, they will carry you again. Supply did not fail you then, and it will not fail you now. The wealth of the universe is not held in vaults or locked in hidden places. It moves freely, waiting only for direction. Money, ideas, health, relationships, opportunities, all are expressions of supply. They move according to the law of belief. When you believe in lack, you shut the door. When you believe in abundance, you open it wide. Therefore, choose today to live in belief. Choose to say, supply cannot fail me. It surrounds me, it flows through me. What you expect, you attract. Expect supply, and it will rush to you. Expect miracles, and they will surround you. Expect favor, and doors will open without effort. Do not expect small things. Expect great things, for the unseen forces are not limited by your past or your logic. They are infinite. To expect little is to dishonor the greatness of what works for you. Expect much, and much will be given. Supply cannot fail because it is eternal law. Just as gravity never ceases to pull, so abundance never ceases to flow. The question is not whether supply is available, it always is. The question is whether you will open your heart, your mind, and your words to receive it. The moment you align with truth, the moment you stand in faith, the moment you choose gratitude, the floodgates burst open. The unseen forces rejoice to serve you, for it is their nature to do so. Say it once more with conviction, supply cannot fail. The unseen forces of good are working for me now. Let it echo through your being. Let it be the song of your soul. Let it erase every doubt, every fear, every shadow, for it is true now, and it will always be true. Supply is here. Supply is endless. Supply is working for you. Rest in this truth. Walk in this truth. Speak this truth. And watch as your life becomes a living testimony of it. Walk, think, and rejoice as though abundance is already yours, because it is. The world may have taught you to measure by what you see, to define reality by the evidence of your senses, but the higher truth is that the unseen always precedes the seen. You may look around and see emptiness, but in the unseen, there is overflow. You may glance at your bank account and see numbers that appear small, but in the unseen, there is wealth pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The invitation to you is to walk in this truth, to think in this truth, and to rejoice in this truth, because when you align your steps, your thoughts, and your praise with what is already spiritually true, it will inevitably take form in your life. To walk as though abundance is already yours is to move through the world with assurance. You no longer act like someone waiting to be chosen or hoping to be lucky. You step as one who knows that life has already said yes to you. When you walk into a room, you do not shrink back in doubt or hesitation. You carry the quiet confidence of one who knows that opportunities are drawn to you like iron to a magnet. Every handshake, every introduction, every encounter is a potential door, because you walk with the consciousness that the entire universe is conspiring in your favor. The walk of faith is not timid, it is bold yet graceful. It does not apologize for existing, nor does it beg for permission. It moves forward with the calm certainty that every step is supported, that every path leads upward, and that every road is paved with provision. Thinking as though abundance is already yours is to discipline the mind away from lack and into overflow. The mind is fertile soil. If you sow seeds of fear, the harvest will be shortage. If you sow seeds of doubt, the harvest will be delay. But when you sow seeds of certainty, when you plant thoughts of plenty, ideas of overflow, and visions of wealth, The harvest is inevitable increase. To think abundantly is to refuse to dwell on limits, to refuse to replay stories of loss, to refuse to give energy to, what if it doesn't work? Instead, you think, what if it does? What if it flows easily? What if doors swing wide? What if miracles meet me today? These thoughts open gates, because thought is a creative force, shaping the unseen into the seen. To rejoice as though abundance is already yours is to praise in advance. Gratitude before evidence is the highest form of faith, and it is also the magnet that draws evidence into form. When you rejoice for blessings not yet visible, you accelerate their arrival. You stand in your living room and thank the unseen for the wealth that is moving toward you. You clap your hands and sing for the home you have not yet received, the business deal not yet signed, the opportunity not yet visible. In that rejoicing, you are telling the universe, I trust the unseen more than I fear the visible. You are declaring, I am already rich, already blessed, already chosen, already supplied. That rejoicing multiplies blessings, because what you celebrate expands. This way of living requires a shift from waiting to receiving. Waiting carries hesitation, but receiving is immediate. If someone hands you a gift, you don't sit hoping it's really for you. You take it, unwrap it, and use it. Life has already handed you the gift of abundance. Why hesitate at the wrapping? Why question whether you are worthy? Take it, unwrap it, live it. You are worthy because you are here. You are worthy because you exist. Worthiness is not earned by struggle, it is inherent by creation. The gate of abundance is not locked, it is wide open. The only thing required is your agreement. Agreement comes through action. When you walk as though abundance is already yours, you stop postponing your life. You no longer say, I'll travel when I have money, or I'll start the business when everything is perfect, or I'll give when I have more. Instead, you live in faith now. You begin the business with what is in your hand. You sow the small seed knowing it multiplies. You take the step, and the next step appears. Walking in abundance does not mean reckless spending, it means confident movement. You no longer freeze in indecision, you move forward knowing supply shows up on the path. The provision is always on the road, never on the couch of hesitation. Thinking in abundance requires vigilance. The world constantly shouts messages of fear. There is not enough. The economy is uncertain. Resources are limited. But you refuse those voices and replace them with truth. There is always enough. I live under divine economy. Resources are infinite. You refuse to let temporary appearances dictate eternal reality. You choose your thoughts the way a gardener chooses seeds. Would a gardener intentionally plant weeds? Then why plant thoughts of shortage? Instead, choose thoughts of plenty. Say within yourself, every day, more and more supply finds its way to me. My ideas are golden. My gifts are valuable. My presence is a blessing. Money comes easily and frequently to me. Opportunities arrive on schedule. My needs are met before I even speak them. These thoughts are not daydreams, they are creative decrees, shaping the world around you. Rejoicing in advance transforms the atmosphere. A song of gratitude has the power to lift the heaviest burden. When you dance in joy before the miracle arrives, you are not pretending. You are participating in its arrival. Your praise is the bridge between unseen abundance and seen reality. Rejoicing does not wait until the evidence is here. Rejoicing declares, it is already mine, and I celebrate now. The more you rejoice, the faster doors swing open. Joy is a signal to the universe that you are ready, that you are aligned, that you are an open vessel prepared to hold the overflow. There will be voices that say, but what if abundance doesn't come? What if you rejoice and nothing happens? To those voices, you answer, abundance is not coming. It is already here. It cannot be withheld from me, because it is the very nature of life to supply me. The sun does not ask whether it should rise, it simply rises. The river does not ask whether it should flow, it simply flows. Abundance does not ask whether it should reach you, it simply pours. The only question is whether you are open enough to receive it. Walking in fear closes the gate. Thinking in lack blocks the flow, complaining seals the door. But walking in faith, thinking in abundance, and rejoicing in advance open every channel wide. Consider the oak tree. Inside a single acorn is the potential for forests. But if you judge the acorn only by what you see, you would say, it is small, it is insignificant, it is limited. Yet hidden inside is more than you can imagine. Your life is the same. The appearances of today may look small, but within them is overflow. If you rejoice over the acorn, you draw out the oak. If you walk in expectation, you nurture the seed into growth. If you think thoughts of expansion, you align yourself with the forest already present in the invisible. There is no shortage. The idea of shortage is a lie. Look at the oceans. Do they run dry? Look at the stars. Can you count them? Look at the grains of sand. Are they not beyond measure? The same infinite source that created galaxies and oceans created your supply. If there is no limit to stars, why believe in a limit to wealth? If there is no end to rivers, why believe in an end to provision? Abundance is not something you chase, it is something you allow. The more you align with truth, the more naturally it flows. To walk, think, and rejoice in abundance is not arrogance, it is alignment. Arrogance says, I did this by myself. Alignment says, all of life supports me, and I accept it with gratitude. Arrogance hoards, but alignment gives freely, knowing there is always more. Arrogance fears loss, but alignment trusts infinite replenishment. You are not boasting when you declare abundance, you are simply acknowledging reality. It is false humility to deny the wealth of life, it is true humility to accept it with thanksgiving and share it generously. Generosity is proof of abundance consciousness. When you believe you have little, you cling tightly. When you know you have plenty, you release freely, and in releasing, more returns. Give encouragement, and encouragement flows back. Give kindness, and kindness surrounds you. Give money, and money finds its way home multiplied. Giving is never loss, it is circulation. Life is a river, not a reservoir. Walk as though you are the channel of that river, and the water will never stop flowing. The practice of walking, thinking, and rejoicing as though abundance is already yours is not a one-time event. It is a daily rhythm, a lifestyle, a choice made again and again. Each morning you rise and decide, today I walk in confidence. Today, I think thoughts of plenty. Today, I rejoice as if every prayer is already answered. And as you repeat this rhythm, abundance ceases to be an occasional event. It becomes the permanent atmosphere of your life. Every time you choose to act in faith, every time you choose to think abundantly, every time you choose to rejoice in advance, you are building momentum. The flow grows stronger, the gates open wider, the channels multiply. Soon the evidence overwhelms you, unexpected checks, divine appointments, sudden breakthroughs, favor in places you never imagined. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. They are the natural result of living as though it is already yours. So now choose to walk, think, and rejoice in abundance. Let your steps be steady with confidence. Let your mind be fertile with prosperous thoughts. Let your heart be radiant with gratitude. Live not in waiting, but in receiving. Live not in fear, but in faith. Live not in lack, but in overflow. And as you do, you will see with your eyes what your spirit has always known. The gate is open, the flood is flowing, the abundance is yours.